like if you found the video valuable. The rose garden behind the old library had always been Emma's favorite place. It was quiet, fragrant, and timeless, like stepping into a secret kept safe from the rush of the world. Her grandmother used to bring her here every spring, telling her stories of great romances that began and ended among the roses. Now, years later, Emma still visited, carrying a book in her bag and memories in her heart. On a breezy April afternoon, she wandered to her usual bench, nestled beneath an arch of climbing roses. She brushed away a few petals scattered across the seat and noticed something strange, a small, weathered envelope wedged between the stones beneath the bench. Curiosity stirred. She pulled it free, careful not to tear the brittle paper. The envelope was yellowed, its edges curled with age. Across the front, written in an elegant hand, were two simple words, "My forever." Emma's pulse quickened. She looked around. No one was there. With hesitant fingers, she slid the letter open. Inside, the ink had faded, but the words were still legible. "To the love I never let go, this garden holds my promise. If ever time is kind, and our paths cross again, meet me here. Until then, my heart waits among the roses." The letter wasn't signed, but the tenderness, the longing, Emma felt the weight of a love story left unfinished. Over the next few days, she couldn't stop thinking about it. Who had written the letter? Did they wait here, in this very garden, for someone who never came? Was this a secret tragedy, or a promise that had once been fulfilled? Driven by curiosity, she brought the letter to the library's history section. A kindly librarian, intrigued by Emma's discovery, helped her trace the handwriting and style of the paper back to the 1950s. That's when she met Daniel. He was searching the archives for his grandfather's journals, and when Emma showed him the letter, his eyes widened in shock. "This handwriting," he said softly. "It looks just like my grandfather's." Together, they sat in the library, piecing together fragments of history. Daniel explained that his grandfather had once fallen deeply in love with a woman named Margaret, Emma's grandmother. Their love was passionate but brief, cut short by circumstances neither could control. He had written to her, but his letters were never answered. Emma realized, with a sharp ache, that this forgotten envelope might have been one of those letters. The connection between them was undeniable. They began to meet often, at the library, at the rose garden, over coffee in the small cafe across the street. Each conversation seemed to stitch together a story neither of them had fully known, binding the lives of their grandparents with their own. One evening, as twilight painted the garden in hues of lavender and gold, Daniel turned to Emma. "Maybe this letter wasn't just a goodbye," he said. "Maybe it was a beginning. Not for them, but for us." Emma smiled, her heart swelling with a feeling both new and familiar. As she looked around the rose garden, the blossoms seemed to glow in approval. She slipped the letter back into its place beneath the bench, where it had waited all those years. Some promises, she realized, aren't meant to end. They find new voices, new hearts to carry them forward. And as Daniel took her hand, Emma understood. This was not just her grandmother's love story. It was hers too.